Hello everyone, this is Dane. Welcome to my review of Pokemon Aim to be a Pokemon Master, episode number 2, Ash vs. Misty, a one-on-one on the beach. Apologies for the delay on this. I know I'm really late, but I haven't been doing too well. I'm okay now, but I hurt my back, so I wasn't able to record this video on my computer, so there's that. But we are all back to normal now for the most part, so let's go ahead and talk about this episode. So Ash versus Misty. Yeah, there was a battle, there was some fishing, there was a lot of really good moments in this episode, and I really appreciated a lot of things they actually did. This episode really feels like an OS episode. This felt like something that you would watch in the original series, and I appreciated that a lot because we only have 11 episodes left of Ash. So getting to see something that's really nostalgic but also feel kind of new at the same time was really cool. There's a lot of things to talk about here, but we're gonna just go through some points that I want to talk about, and we'll just go with that. If you want to know the full thoughts of what we thought about it, we reviewed this on the Pokepod on last Monday, so I'll link it down below if you guys want to watch the thoughts on all of us in the Pokepod, what we thought about it. So let's go ahead and get started here. So there are some really funny moments that I found that were great. We had Psyduck in the episode, of course, Misty Psyduck. There was the beginning when they first met up and Psyduck was trying to get a hug from Pikachu, and Pikachu just goes right past Psyduck and goes straight to Misty. Thought that was really funny. A lot of great expressions come from Ash and Misty in this episode. A lot of sassy moments in this episode. I felt like we had Pikachu being a little sassy at certain parts. We had Ash and Misty towards each other. It was really great. It's kind of weird actually having Journey's Ash and then going straight to this Ash. It felt like kind of like two completely different characters, and there was something that we actually mentioned on the Pokepod last week, and I think it's a good thing to mention here, is that the way Ash actually acts here, he doesn't act like this normally. He only acts like this around Misty. So take that for what it is. So really the plot of this week's episode turns out to be this is Clauncher that they're trying to catch, and Misty ends up catching it, but they're trying to battle to see who's gonna get it. Now, there is something I didn't expect from this episode at all. So I guess the summary really didn't say it, but I thought it was kind of wild that of any Pokemon to have a focus in this episode, it was Corphish. Who would have thought in the 11 episodes that Ash has left that it would focus on Corphish? I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I really liked it. I think Corphish was absolutely hilarious, and the Japanese voice going, hey, 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 every 5 seconds. Loved it. Great stuff there. The bromance that Clauncher and Corphish had in this episode, great stuff there. The way the battle ends up happening was awesome. The battle itself was cool. Lots of really cool water effects there with the aqua jet in the air. Really good animation, really good stuff there. Unfortunately, Ash loses this, but I'm not mad about it at all, and I think you shouldn't be either. I know there's people out there that are like, oh, Ash is world champion, he loses to Misty, oh, and I'm thinking to myself, no, it's not that big of a deal. First of all, Misty has had her Politoed for so long, and Ash hasn't used Corphish in forever. So I think it's fair to say that Misty's had Politoed for so long, and I think it's right for her to win this. Also, it's a water battle. Of course she's going to win that. Second of all, the area they're around is near the water. Of course they're going to win it. You know, like there's a lot of circumstances here that even though Ash is world champion, Misty had the advantage because of her expertise with water Pokemon. So Team Rocket's in this episode again, which I really am appreciating because I was honestly a little scared, you know, after last week's. I'm like, oh man, is that the last time we're going to see Team Rocket until maybe the end? But no, they're in this week's episode. Didn't know that. Really happy to see that. There's actually some great moments with them. They're trying to eat the Clauncher or eat one of its claws because it's like savory. It's like that the whole episode is not them wanting to catch it. Well, I mean, they kind of want to catch it so they can eat it, not actually capture it to, you know, use it or give it to the boss or whatever. No, they're hungry. Their thing in this episode is they're too tired to do anything, so they want to eat this Clauncher's claw. So that's kind of dark, but at the same time that brings you back to the original series because we haven't really had that from Team Rocket in so long. Also, we get to see the return of the Magikarp machine thing that they use underwater. Oh man, it's been so long. I miss it. I'm so glad the Gacha machine is gone. Hallelujah. There was a lot of really good expressions in this episode with Ash and Misty, and there's one specifically I really like of Misty, and oh my god, it had me rolling the whole time. And just the banter between Ash and Misty the whole time was great. Really did appreciate that. But there are some critiques I want to talk about here. First of all, Ash's Pokemon in this episode, a lot of them didn't do anything. Totodile was a JPEG the whole time. He didn't move. He was just kind of there. Leavanny was just holding Rowlet and just being a dad, because that was about it. Rowlet was sleeping the whole episode, which I guess, to be fair, that's all Rowlet really did in Sun and Moon for the most part. I mean, he did stuff from time to time, but a lot of the time he was just sleeping, which is his thing. So I guess that's fine. But Leavanny just kind of holding Rowlet, and then he is the one to comfort Psyduck at one moment. Thought that was great. But yeah, the only Pokemon that do anything in this episode is Corphish and a little bit of Pikachu. Now, Pikachu had a couple moments in the episode. One specifically I want to mention is the referee. Oh my gosh, it had me rolling before the battle was about to start. I think Misty was like expecting Pikachu to battle, but no, Ash is like, no, Corphish, go. And I was like, yes. And then Pikachu ends up being the ref, and I love it so much. But yeah, the only real huge critique I had is just Ash's Pokemon in general. They didn't do anything, and that's unfortunate. Like, there was a few moments here and there, but Totodile literally was just there to be there because this is Misty and Ash, and this is the Totodile fight. It kind of brings it back to those moments, right? But in the end, Misty ends up winning. She gets Clauncher. She adds that to her team, which is cool. But they have that little bromance moment at the end, which had me rolling again, because even though Misty won, you know, Corphish and Clauncher are bros, so they're gonna be, you know, training together and, you know, just being bros, and I love it so much. And there was also kind of another big moment, and it was towards the end of the episode with Latias actually still being there. Now we know Misty is gonna be following Ash, as we know for next week, but yeah, she ends up following Ash at the end, having a little moment there from the original series where she's like trying to sneak up on him, and you know, that's just whatever. But Latias being there could mean a lot, and honestly, if this is anything to go by, Latias is probably going to be here at the end of every episode until the end, and then Ash is going to get Latias. I mean, it's pretty obvious at this point. If Ash doesn't get Latias at the end of this, I don't know what the heck they're doing then, because this is, I think that's pretty obvious myself. So I think I'll go ahead and give the episode an 8 out of 10. Really enjoyed it, but there was a few moments of the episode that I think could have been better, such as Ash's Pokemon kind of just being there to be there, you know, because it seems like in every episode there's going to be a set amount of Pokemon for Ash that's going to be different, and they're just going to be there to say, hey, Ash is rotating his team, which I appreciate, but I kind of wish they, you know, did a little bit more. So guys, that's going to do it for this week's review. Thanks guys so much for watching. If you guys enjoyed the video, please leave a like. It's greatly appreciated, and subscribe for all things Pokemon. Okay guys, I'll talk to you later.